who I convinced to get onto the board of Worldchefs about 6 years ago when he asked me what I thought. I said, well, we need young people like you, not bald ones like me. Christine, of course, was an obvious choice because of this unity. And I think that, for me, was one of the points of differentiating someone like Christine to join the team as well. And then, of course, Uncle Rick. So Rick has been in the Worldchefs forever. Yeah, he's one of the most experienced ones within Worldchefs on committees as CD, Presidium, and now also coming on to the main Presidium, but also having such contact. For me, I don't travel much. I live in Dubai. Yeah, that's my home. That's where I met my wife Jo. My children were raised, so Dubai is our home. The main point for me to do this was to continue this, because I believe that the profession through Worldchefs can only become better with us being involved together with the rest of the membership. So that's who I am, but I'll let Rick explain who he is. I wouldn't believe everything he said, but anyway, that's what I'm told.
Okay guys, I'm sure a lot of you know me from the competition, but I'll talk from the other part from where I actually worked originally. Okay. So my kitchen, in Singapore I ran the kitchen, and my kitchen did 120,000 meals a day, because we were looking after the airlines and all that. And through our association there in my kitchen there, I was responsible for all our kitchens. So we were doing over 400,000 meals per day. Okay, so the point I'm trying to put there is that although we look after competitions and that, I'm talking more from the managerial side of things, and that's what we need at Worldchefs, a little bit more managerial side to control what's happening in the other areas, from the office to organising the committees. And I think our team has a lot of people with the managerial experience, whether it be Andy from the hotels, and Uwe from his role with the Radisson Blue, and Alain from the schools, and Christina also fantastic with the Green Chef and all that type of thing. I think that's how we're going to work together and push it all together. Yes, competition is my baby. I like competition. I'm sure a lot of you know that. But to me, the competition is the training ground. It's the basic training ground for the chefs to step up or to have some ambition to go to. And I always tell them at the competitions, you have 1,000 chefs there, so that's 1,000 chefs. You pick their brains, but just looking at the food. So that's all about education for me. So that's what I'm trying to push a little bit.
Thanks, Rick. No.
I have to.
You need to.
You know this people?
Yes. It's my family.
Okay, Uwe, I left Germany 42 years ago. I did my apprenticeship here, then army, the normal things what we have to do as a young boy. Then I went to England, Bahrain, Korea, Japan, and then I went 93 for 1 year to Dubai. I said to my wife, we have to stay 1 year here because I wanted to open 2 restaurants in the hotel. I promised the GM that I will do that, a Japanese and a French fine dining, because this too was my background. 31 years ago, last year in September, I resigned, I finished, and I moved back to Germany. So I'm now 160 kilometers south of here, but I have for the next 4 months 4 flight tickets already at home for February, March, April, and May to go back to Dubai for a week always. So I'm still ready.
He left his bed in my house.
No, serious, eh?
Yes,
our
he did.
bedroom bed, because it was an almost new super mattress. So I said to Annie, you know, you have this room empty. You take my bed, and when I come, my bed is theirs.
And I bought his car.
Yes.
I was a good chairman under the president.
So yeah, so I have more time now for what I like. I enjoy my time like here now with judging, yes, but I'm here since a week to look after the team. We are only individuals this year, but until now we have 18 gold and 19 silver medals. I said to the guy, I'm allergic against bronze, don't give me that shit. So yesterday I almost got a heart attack because one of our guys got a diploma. Then I asked Frank to look at it. I said, look at this piece, something must be wrong. Then found out, yes, there was a mistake in the system, so actually even gets a gold medal today.
Yeah.
So no, that's me, 31 years Dubai, 24 years I was president of the association, he was my chairman. So we are a team since 24 years, and in the evening after 9 at home and the phone rang the last 2 years, my wife went to bed because she knew him and it's at least an hour telephone call. That's the way we manage the things. I enjoy traveling, so I'm going not only to Dubai, I have in between, I have Pakistan, I have Montenegro, where I go for judging, and normally when I go I stay 2-3 days in a school for playing with the kids a little bit, what I say. And I said I don't want to be part of this team, because I'm in the presidium now, and I said it's enough. And then when he told me who's in the team, so I said, yeah, there's a difference. There's doers and talkers, and I believe this is a team of doers. In the moment, I'm in a team of talkers for the last 2-3 years. I don't like it, but I'm part of it, but nothing happened in the last since Corona, nothing happened basically. And we have to change it, and we want to change it. And I think with the team here, we will change it. Thank you for having us.
I'm Alan. Most of you I know, and you're really scary sometimes. I have full respect of everybody who's standing here, because most of you I know from the competition. So most of you knows me from Expogas, so they named me Mr. Expogas. I took this one over like 16 years ago. Before I was working in gastronomy, so most of the time I was in Switzerland, working in palace hotels. So the moment I got a phone call from Grand Duchess from Luxembourg asking me coming back running the palace. So I was most of my time working for Grand Duke of Luxembourg, so cooking for kings and queens. So I probably know all the kings and queens from the countries where you're coming from. And one of the things I learned was organization, and that was always my biggest part, is organizing, and being the man behind. So it's not normal for me, like standing in front, speaking for people. And also I think that Andy also knows that he saw like the work when he was saying like, we run, I'm a little bit organized, so I send them, I make designs, I make layouts, I make logos, I make here, I make there, I made a program, I made the social campaign. So just for the first 2 months that we know when we're coming out that we have something to show. I work as a culinary educator in Luxembourg, and that's where my passion lies. My passion is like my young chefs. Yes, I respect the elder ones. Yes. The knowledge and the knowledge was existing by them, but we have to bring the young chefs in front, because if tomorrow we don't have young chefs anymore, our work will disappear, or we will be replaced by machines. So I think one of the most important things is that we're going to work on young chefs, bringing young chefs in front. One of the biggest difference between them and me, if I may ask to say it, or maybe I may say, is like another team also asked me.
He's not as beautiful.
Another team also asked me to run with them, so I've got a position in another team that everybody knows is also running in the position as a vice president. But first, when I hear the people coming, yes, and when Andy was asking, that was one of the first mail I was sending Andy, I will do everything you want me to do, because I have fully respect of that man, because when he worked on different ways ready together, also for the World Exhibition in Dubai, he was the man helping Luxembourg country to run a restaurant place, and so all of them I know as professionals, and I think that that's one of the ways why we are probably the best team for Worldchefs. We are not there for sitting like 8, 10, 20 or 32 years longer on the board. We are just there first to that everything was done until now and was good done, just to keep it, not changing things while working, and then only going and increasing. One of the first things that we have to change is communication, and that's why for my part I'm really happy that we're standing here and we can communicate, because that's, I think, is what I'm missing the most in Worldchefs the last years. The last, after I'm finishing, for somebody who's not speaking a lot, sorry, I'm speaking quite much. One of the things was when I was starting in Luxembourg at the Vatel, I never understood what is Worldchefs about. One of the first things when I went to the first congresses was like old men doing politics. It was like, since when cooking is going about politics? Cooking is about, or like those congresses, like people coming together, exchanging, having new friends, speaking about the future of Worldchefs or of the world, listing the problems that each country has, you know. And after 4 years inside or 6 years inside Vatel Club, I was like, no, we go out of Worldchefs. It brings nothing for us. So we have Expogas, the teams will still come even if the Worldchefs logo isn't written on. After a certain time, since I'm now continental director, I understood. I had one of my students want to do like an internship in Denmark at the Geranium restaurant. It was one phone call to one of your members, and I got an email address. I sent a mail, and a half an hour later I got the answer. Yes, it's taken. And the lady girl or the lady chef, she could do an internship, and that's what Worldchefs is about: communication, bringing people together, and doing some good work. Thank you.
So I guess one question is, why did you want to run for presidency? In Luxembourg, November 2022, I put my hand up in the board meeting and said I'll run for presidency. And then 2 more people in the board said, oh, we want to run as well. And I said, oh, good, more the merrier. Yeah. But the reason I said I wanted to run was to make sure that we maintain what the board had done, what the past boards had done, and build on that to move forward. Because I've been heavily involved in Worldchefs as the major body since about 2008 when we did our first Congress, and saw how the politics work, which we weren't very interested in. In our country, it's very easy. There's one man in charge to shape. We do as we're told. So it's, we're used to that style. But when you have to communicate with many, yes, you have to listen to many as well. But I could see that the way that the association was moving, it was great. And I thought there was many great people that are just nowhere to be seen anymore. Because all these people laid a foundation of 100 years, but are never referred to. We have people like Dr. Bill Gallagher, and many of you will know who he is, but many people say, who's that? Yeah, because the names are forgotten of what they did. Not that we need to harp on the past all the time, but at least respect what has been from before, and what do we need to move it all forward. So the first thing was about to keep the board together and not to have this split. Yeah, and we've seen it before that the board, at the end of a term comes, everyone goes off and new people come. So it was important for me to look at the people within the board to make sure that some were staying, but also the office in Paris. And I know that's a big question on everybody's mind, is what is this office for? Without the office, I believe Worldchefs would not be where it is today. Because we have 7 to 9 people, give or take when the internships come and go, of dedicated resource that work a hell of a lot, but many of us don't know because of what Alan said, the communication. And that was the other thing, the level of communication, the level of transparency, the level of openness that we've had over the last 4-5 years has slowly got smaller. And now it's non-existent. We have 0 communication within the board itself, which is quite scary. Yeah? Our vice president of the Presidium is not here. He's not here at ICA, and ICA is one of the best in the world where we should be as Worldchefs. I have to be very careful. No, I don't want to say that either. You never know who else is listening. Yeah? But you understand what I mean. It's this communication and openness that we've lost. Yeah? When it's great that we applaud the young chefs. Yes, without them, we don't have the future. But it all, for me, falls under sustainability. Yeah? We talk vegan for the last 3 congresses. And in 2022, I said, because I'm lucky to be the Congress chairman, I said, we've got to move away from this vegan discussion. We can't have a multi-layer of vegan people talking at the Congress. We've taught them to death. Yeah? And that's where people like Christine and yourselves, who are doing so much more than that on a sustainable level across the board of sustainability, that for me is interesting as well, and that will support the young chefs. And then there was another important part of skills and recruitment. So there's so many things to think about within each committee, and we have many committees. And are the committees moving in the right direction? Are the committees moving at all? We have 3 or 4 that are excellent. We have 3 or 4 that don't do anything. And when you talk to someone, they say, well, we don't know what to do. So the communication from the head office or from the boss has not been clear enough to some of the people. I've had colleagues, continental directors tell me, I don't really know what to do. I said, well, if you don't know what to do, you call me or Alan, we'll help you. Yeah? And that's, again, something that triggered in my mind. If these guys don't know what to do and they're afraid to move forward, how are we ever going to advance? So there was many reasons, but it's not to come in and change everything. It's to build on what we have, polish what we need, and change for the good of tomorrow. So not just for the sake of changing things around. I've seen that a lot in Worldchefs as well. We have this, and then after 4 years we do this, and it's not consistent. We need consistency as well. And the office for me is an integral part of the association, but they also need to be helped. They need to be guided, because they're very much, they're not lone wolves, but they act like lone wolves because there's no one really there to give them that guidance. Yeah? And like in all our kitchens and all our businesses, if we don't guide and we don't hold the hand sometimes, it doesn't work. He has to judge.
Yeah.
Aline and I are judging at the moment, so